We have a pretty exciting day planned for the Evo 8 today, which is exciting to say the least. But before we head to the shop, I want to show you guys the latest products from today's Boston drop. The drop just went live. Check this out. If you love the American flag, if you love freedom, this one's for you, my friends. So we have two tees dropping. A black tee, here's the front. Very nice rustic American flag in the logo. And here is the back with that same rustic look. And we have the same tee in the army green color. Now we have three sweatshirts dropping. One of them is this black hoodie. One of them is this white hoodie. Nice and simple. And lastly, we have a zip up. You guys have been asking for zip ups for a while. So here's the back of the zip up, and here is the front. We did drop a new skate deck as well. Man, this design looks so good on the skate deck. I'm very, very proud of these things. High quality deck as well. If you want to skate it, it's a 7-ply Canadian maple deck. And of course, you know we had to drop some stickers for you guys. As always, every order over $150 does qualify for free domestic shipping. First link down below. I love this drop a ton, it means a lot to me. I know it's a little late for 4th of July, but it's never too late for freedom and for America. First link down below. Well, hello there, my friends. You guys see the title of the video? Today is an exciting day. This is a mod I've been wanting to do on the Evo 8 for a few months now. Today, this thing is getting a big brake kit. Now, it's not just any sort of generic big brake kit. It's a actual legit Brembo big brake kit made for the Evo 8 and Evo 9. But before we jump into that, we should probably complete what we started yesterday, the body panels. Let's go ahead and get the wing reassembled, get it on the car, and the rear bumper as well. The rear bumper I've had baking in the sun since this morning. It looks so freaking good. Other than what I showed you guys yesterday, right up in here. But it should be able to be wet sanded and polished probably by tomorrow. We should be able to take care of that little issue. All that's fixable. I can easily wet sand and polish the little bugs and gunk out of there. Not a big deal. Look at how beautiful that diffuser section turned out as well. I'm so glad I resprayed the rear bumper. But first, let's go ahead and reassemble the wing. Wing is all finished up. That 2-part epoxy is a 90-minute cure time, but I put it in the sun, so hopefully it cures a little bit quicker than 90 minutes. I ended up using the 3M panel bond on this one. So as we wait for this to cure so we can get it mounted on the car, we have these 3 brackets for the rear bumper. Let's get these guys on, and the rear bumper can go back on. Hello. Too dang hot earlier today. Bobby and I went to the lake. Now it's 9 p.m. and it's still 100 degrees, but it's better than what it was earlier. Let's assemble the car. I am so incredibly happy that I went and decided to repaint all the pieces that we just repainted yesterday. Even though it was just a tiny little issue on the rear bumper, I'm actually truly happy with how the bumper looks now. Same with the wing. Not a big issue, but it's perfect. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the point and the meat of today's video, the brakes. What we have on here right now are a set of factory Evo 8 brakes, factory rotors, OEM calipers, but I got something better. Let's go grab another car and bring it in the shop. Oh man, you guys have not seen this car for probably almost a year. The long lost electric blue Evo 9 with the super JDM old school Ings body kit. This car, man, this thing just sits, never gets driven. We're stealing parts. Let me explain. So based off of my limited knowledge and limited research, this is a Brembo GT big brake kit. Now it's not just the fronts, but it's the fronts and the rears. Now I love this car, don't get me wrong, but the brakes on this belong on that, without a doubt, 100%. With the amount of work and effort we've put into the Yellow 8, that car is much more deserving of a really nice brake set than this car is. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I love the electric blue 9, but this is more of a OEM car, not a build like that. That thing gets all the expensive parts. This thing gets all the nice OEM goodies. So let's go ahead, get these brakes off the car. I do need to repowder coat the brake calipers. They're currently red. Red won't look all that good on that car, in my opinion. And, well, they're a little bit beat up, a little bit faded. Now, before we pull these brakes off the car, there's one important thing I need to check. Will the ZR10s for the yellow Evo clear these brakes? The wheels could clear these brakes. I sure hope they will. Lo and behold, they definitely clear. That's exciting. Let's get the brakes off. Just got all of the brake rotors and calipers removed from the car. Here they are over here. As you can see, not in the best shape. Rotors, got a little bit of rust from sitting for so long. Here's all of the brackets and the pads. Pads are a little bit more worn out than I would like. They're pretty much shot. After doing a little bit of research, instead of buying the OEM Brembo pads, which are very, very expensive, a couple $100 a set, you can actually use OEM Ferrari pads, and they are cheaper than the Brembo pads. So I ordered up a set of those. Of course, those are not going to be in anytime soon, so we'll be using these used pads for a minute. But let's go ahead and get these calipers stripped down, and we need to get these things repowder coated. The calipers come out of the stripper tank looking pretty nasty and corroded. Now they say you can coat right over this. I don't trust that, I don't believe that. So I like to go ahead and put these in the sandblaster, give them a nice sandblast just to make sure they're perfect. Calipers are fully sandblasted and ready for coating. Now, a change of plans. Initially, I was gonna do the same exact color that was on the car, which was this forged charcoal on that brace right there. Very subtle looking color. Can't really tell the brakes are even there, it kind of just blends in with everything. And then the other day, I saw a yellow Lamborghini with paint matched calipers. And then I thought to myself, I should do that on the Evo. It looks so dang good that I want to do that on the Evo. So instead of powder coating, being that we have leftover paint, that exact leftover paint, instead of powder coating, for the first time ever, I'm gonna be painting these calipers. Now, of course, powder is more durable. It's more brake fluid resistant. It's just a better coating overall. But being that I want it to match perfectly, 100% spot on to the body color of the car, we are gonna be painting these with the exact paint that's on the car. So the process is a little bit different. We're actually gonna be completely assembling with the seals, the pistons, and then masking off. And this will be painted just like this, with that lower brake line installed. So 3 of them are currently ready to go. The last caliper we need to assemble with all that stuff over there. I was not able to find new dust seals. Thankfully, I did find new fluid seals, which is way more important than dust seals. Replacing the dust seals is kind of like replacing a valve cover gasket. You don't have to do it. Should you? Yeah, probably. But replacing the fluid seals, that's more like a head gasket. Should be 100% be done. So let's get this assembled and masked, and then we need to figure out how we're gonna go about painting these. I've never painted calipers. I've powder coated 20, 30, 40 sets. Never once have done paint. Let's see how this goes. So I'm just gonna treat these calipers as if it was like a bumper or a fender. Same exact steps. So here we have wax and grease remover. Now they are fresh out of the sandblaster, so they should be very, very clean. But I'm gonna saturate them with wax and grease, like so. And being that we can't really wipe them down, I'm just gonna blow them off the compressed air and then let them sit for a good 20 minutes. Now being that they are bare aluminum, we can either put down epoxy primer or self-etch. It'll be much easier just to epoxy these. So we're gonna start with epoxy, then do our base coat, then do our clear coat. This is a lot more work than powder, that's for sure. But they should look sick. All right, so we got our first caliper here in our epoxy primer. Let's see how this goes. First caliper is in its epoxy primer. Epoxy is great for bare metal like this. Excellent corrosion resistant barrier. All right guys, we have all the calipers in the epoxy primer. I know, pretty sweet paint booth we got here. Not clean whatsoever, but they are calipers. I'm confident they're gonna look freaking perfect. The less you care, the better your paint job, I swear. This feels weird, man, but let's go ahead and lay out our base coat. It feels so weird, it feels wrong painting calipers, but we're doing it. First coat of color is on. I ain't lying, man, this yellow does not cover good at all. I'll probably lay down at least 5 coats of color. I think I did 6 coats of color. Our calipers have 2 nice coats of clear on them, and these things just need to cure up overnight and they can go in the car. Hopefully they match. I don't know why they wouldn't. It is the same exact paint. Should match perfect. It is now the next day. These things were baking out in the sun for a few hours this morning. They are rock hard, ready to go back on the car. And I must say, I'm very, very pleased with how they turned out. Now I know we did not powder coat the calipers, but what we are going to powder coat are the brake rotors. So these of course have a 2-piece floating style rotor. I'm not gonna worry about the outer section. I'm actually just gonna order a brand new set. They are replaceable, as you can see. Those will go on when the new pads come in, but the center hub section here, this guy is quite crusty. It is aluminum, so it's not rusty, it's just disgusting. So let's go ahead and sandblast and powder coat all 4 of these center hub sections. So the brake rotors are reassembled with the new powder coated hub sections. Calipers are completely assembled with our old worn out pads and a nice set of black fresh decals. This looks like a front caliper. This is actually a rear caliper. The new rears are the size of the old fronts. 4-pot rears, stock are 2-pot rears. Enough jibber jabber, let's get them on the car. So the first thing that goes on is the adapter bracket. And if I remember correctly, it bolts on this side, on the inside part of the hub. All right, my friends, the first caliper, the first brake setup is on. That, I think, was the correct call. It was definitely the right choice. The color match looks so freaking good. Let's get a wheel on and see how these massive brakes look behind the wheels. Oh yeah, that is too freaking cool. I know the wheel shifted way back. No lower control arm, no subframe, no nothing. That is sick. That is super freaking cool. What do you guys think? Just got one of the rears on. I love how big the rears are as well. Factory, like I said, they're a single pot in the rear and they're tiny. Dude, that looks so freaking sick. Now, of course, the main point of brakes isn't to make the car look better. Well, it does make it look way freaking better with bigger rotors and bigger calipers. Obviously, the point of brakes is for braking power. But unfortunately, as you guys know, we are waiting on our new steering rack to come in or the rebuilt one to get done. Neither are here at the shop, so we cannot go drive the car, of course, without no steering rack or subframe, but that'll come soon. One last good look. Here's the rear, here's the front. So freaking cool. I wish I could go ahead and link these down below, but I can't really find them for sale anywhere, so I can't link them down below. But what I will link down below is the blackjack powder that we put on the hubs of the rotors. Very nice looking OEM color. Well, I'm hoping our steering rack shows up today or tomorrow. We are supposed to leave tomorrow to Seattle for Stance Wars with this Evo. And if we don't have a steering rack, of course, there's no way of getting the car there. We do have multiple other cars that we could bring, but the goal is to bring this car. I know a lot of you guys want to see it in person. Everyone's seen it on the videos, but no one's ever seen it in person. So that's the goal. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As soon as that steering rack shows up, we can get this car fully put back together, go on a drive, see how our new seats feel in action, and see how the new brakes feel. I already know how the brakes feel because I pulled them off the 9. They stopped so good on the 9, so I know they're gonna stop good on here as well. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.